What is going on, everyone? It's Alonna with 570 Press coming at you again with another podcast. And today I am talking with Frank from Generation Failed, one half of the acoustic duo. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well, can't complain. So let's start off with a little bit about yourself and Generation Failed. So would you like to introduce yourself and your band to people who may not have heard of you?
So, my name's Frank Shannon, and I work with Mike Wolak on Generation Failed. We've been pretty much doing multiple different projects over the course of 10 years or so, off and on. We originally were parts of different band projects such as Spirit Juice and Celtic Dreams locally. So we wanted to try to go beyond what we were doing in those projects and see what we can do and push ourselves out of our comfort zone a little bit and see what kind of ideas we can put out there.
Right, cool. So how did you guys get together to form the duo?
So we had finished up doing some work with Celtic Dreams and we had discussed the idea, and it started off pretty much on a side project basis. We just did a couple songs here and there, and then life happened. We let the project go dormant for a few years, and then we reconnected and started ramping up on new ideas and new songs to put out there.
Cool. So you guys recently released Spitting Bullets, as I heard last week, as I said on Locals Only. So what was the songwriting process like for that track?
So Mike is the lyricist on that particular track. So he was kind of just writing a story that he had come to mind, and he just put it down the paper. And then we fleshed it out. We had like an influence from Glenn Danzig at first when we were going through doing the stripped down version of it. And then after I went through and started working on see what other things could be added to it to give it a little different flair, kind of went off in its own little new direction.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So how did that differ from prior work that you had done before?
Just the different places, like different styles we took ideas from and just figure out ways to make it our own.
Wow, cool. So let me ask you this question. What made you decide that you wanted to be a musician?
It was a way for me to find a way to better express myself and to better channel through some of the problems that I was going through in my life, give myself some kind of stability and some kind of structure within my own daily routines.
Right. So moving on with that then, kind of going off that question, who are some musicians that influence you? I mean, obviously you said Danzig earlier. Who else were some influences for you?
For myself personally, it's I picked up so like I started with punk rock like heavy as a younger musician, and put in elements of country like Hank Williams and Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash, stuff like that. And then from there, really just listening, just picking up listening to different types of music, anything from jazz or old rhythm and blues, newer rhythm and blues. Really, just try to find a happy melting pot and make something different of it.
Right. So just kind of taken from, all different kinds of genres that you enjoyed and just kind of making it into your own little thing.
Yes, the finding of the expression given by the artist what really motivates me, I would say. So listening in on something that I may not be familiar with, I tend to look in and see like where they might have some different motifs or different things that might not be even custom for their style.
Right. Right. So it's just kind of, putting your own little twist onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can respect that a lot. I love when people have solid influences and you can hear those influences throughout their music, but they put their own little twist on it, make it their own. I respect that a lot. So, have you guys played any shows prior to the pandemic?
We have not really gotten a chance to play any shows before the pandemic. We were just kind of start getting back in the talks and coming up with ideas when everything happened.
Right. So I was gonna ask what your favorite show would be, but obviously if you guys haven't done anything yet, I can't really do that. So I'll move on to my next question. If you could play any show in the world with any band, who would it be and where would it be?
Really, I wouldn't say I have a particular specific band. I would say there's quite a few that would come to mind. As for venue, I would like to do something outside of the United States, maybe like Montreal or even over in Europe, maybe somewhere in Germany or UK.
Oh, that's interesting. Is there a reason as to why Germany or the UK?
Just a different place and different environment altogether.
Right, right. So, what were some influences that kind of influenced I don't want to say the lyrical style because you said Mike does that, but aside from Danzig, was there any other type of influences on any of your previous songs prior to Spitting Bullets?
The last one we did was "I Am Home," and that one was more of a alternative kind of song, not so much like this one. This one was a more hard-hitting, bluesy or metal kind of feeling song. That song was heavily influenced by Social Distortion, a couple other alternative acts too.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I can respect that. So, what is your role in the band?
So I primarily play acoustic rhythm and lead guitar, and then I also help with mixing and editing and just trying to come up with different ideas wherever Mike might not have something.
And Mike's role is vocals.
Vocals and lyrics, and sometimes you'll contribute in on some other instrument ideas as well.
Right, right. And you guys are all self-produced?
Yes.
Wow, yeah, definitely respect that. I respect that a lot because that's it's not an easy thing to self-produce. And people don't realize a lot of work actually goes into producing yourself. So, that being said, what are some songs that you have coming up? Like, do you have an EP coming up? Do you have any singles coming up?
We're always working on new stuff. We're currently trying to figure out how we're going to arrange for a full EP or LP style release in the coming months. So we're gonna make more announcements as we have more discussions and get everything finalized.
Right. So what are your plans, once things kind of go back to normal as far as, shows go and things of that nature?
So what we're gonna try to do is try to network out into the community again within the scene, and we want to try to do a couple shows here and there, even if it's something we just kind of pick up at the last minute, or even if it's something we can get coordinated months in advance. We're open to any other opportunity we can really see to just share what our thoughts and expressions are through what we're doing in our music.
So do you think that your music sets you apart from others who may be doing that same type of genre? And if so, why?
Music is like fingerprints. Everybody has their own individual set. It's the story that's being told within music that can be very defining. It could be done through the actual words or even through how something's being played.
Right, yeah. So it's all in it's all in what resonates with people, I feel, because I feel like, people to listen to instrumentals. I used to work with a gentleman who only listened to polyphia and instrumental metal music, and then people only listen to words, So I feel like it's just kind of whatever people jive with.
Exactly. It's how much one could put in expression, even with its less or more, with more words or more notes or less words and less notes, the inflection being put into it could do a lot more than even just saying a simple phrase.
Right. Yeah, I completely agree with you. So, what is the backstory behind the name Generation Failed?
So it actually spurned off of a song that Mike had written while we were in Celtic Dreams. We liked the name of the song a lot, and we figured it would also work well for a band name.
Cool. So it's not some kind of long and extravagant story. It's just short, sweet, and to the point. That's what I like. That's what I like.
Nothing complicated there.
Yeah. Well, that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer a couple of questions. And hopefully, once things get back to normal, we can kind of meet up and do it in person, and maybe talk with Mike as well, because I feel like you can get a better feel for people and kind of bounce off of each other better in person than you can, obviously digitally.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I look forward to possibly setting something up for Mike and myself to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be great, because it's easier to when you have multiple people in the same setting. So like I said, like once shows come back and it's safe to do so and things like that. Yeah, just keep in touch and send us anything you would like promoted and we'll promote it for you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Have a great night.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.